Well, hey there. Good morning, Brickheads. Happy Monday to you. Here we are. It's the start of another week, which you know what that means. It is time for Lego news and rumors. One of my favorite days, and believe me, today's episode is definitely packed with a lot of information I'm sure you're going to want to know about. So anyway, before I get into that though, I do always just like to say thank you. You know, whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, or maybe you're a visual person and you just like checking out the YouTube page, you know, no matter how you get this episode, I just really appreciate it. You know, I stream episodes every Monday and Wednesday, so I encourage you, if you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe to wherever you are listening to this podcast. So getting into it though, hey, it is Monday, June 23rd, 2025, and today is the last day for Lego Double Points. So if you've been on the fence about any Lego set lately, today is the last day where you can actually pull the trigger at the Lego store or lego.com and get that additional reward points, which is always a nice little bonus to get. Speaking of also, the Jane Austen gift with purchase, that is still up for grabs as well. So you can get that set through the 27th or until supplies last. So honestly, we've got a lot of things stacking right now. So again, hopefully you're hearing this on the Monday, the day it was released. And you're like, you know, I really wanted that Mario Kart, or maybe today's the day I get bag-end, or heck, you know what? Maybe I'm going to get one of those Bricklink Designer Series 5 sets that I've been pining over for the last 2 weeks. Well, today is the day. Like I said, you can get a nice gift with purchase as well as double points. That is if you're getting it through Lego. You know, and speaking of the Bricklink Designer 5 pre-order sales, they're all still available. So at the time of this recording, and who knows, honestly, right now, if the tracker, like if you go to the Bricklink Designer Program, each set has a little tracker to let you know roughly how many sets are still available. But like Adventures in Transylvania, for example, has not moved for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. And then even a couple days ago, 3-4 days ago, it actually went down and it was like, doesn't even exist anymore. So do not take that tracker as like, this is 100% accurate. If you want one of those sets, and it's the Adventures in Transylvania for $350, the Antique Shop for $150, the Mushroom Village for $210, this is all USD, the Popcorn Wagon for $55, and the Thieves of Tortuga for $340. Again, all USD, all US dollar amounts right there. If you want any of those sets, you need to jump on it, because here's the deal. These sets, the last day for pre-orders is tomorrow, and then they're done. You know, I want to say they're done forever, but we saw some weirdness with Series 1 and Series 2 where there was actually a re-release. But technically, in theory, this is the last time you are ever going to see these sets. So if you've been on the fence as a collector and you're just like, man, I just really like that Popcorn Wagon, or maybe that Mushroom Village just speaks to you because you have the previous series Mushroom House, or maybe you're one of the 50,000 people out there, 50,000 plus, who knows at this point, who really wanted to get your hands on Adventures in Transylvania, pull the trigger, because tomorrow is the last day. Now, you purchase through Lego, and that pre-order goes in. You don't actually purchase the item right now, but it will basically save you that, and then your credit card, or however you purchased it, will get charged about 6 months from now, because these sets are going to be sent out in October, which, perfect time for Halloween, right? If you're the Adventures in Transylvania fan, like, it's Halloween time, get a spooky set, which is kind of cool. So yeah, a lot of things are all kind of coming together, but yeah, you're going to get those in October. However, if you really have been paying attention or been a part of the Bricklink Designer Series program for a while now, or ordered previous sets, good news. Hey, you Series 4 people out there, those pre-orders are getting ready to come out any day. So I would look for your credit card statements or go to your Lego order status, and this is now the time where it's going to actually bill you. But good news, you're going to be getting that Series 4 set here in the mail hopefully very soon. So I know I'm excited. I personally ordered the Riverside Scholars. Maybe as far as numbers go, probably one of the lower ones. I believe the Siege Encampment is a Series 4 set that people were really excited about. But I love Hanwaz, the designer. He did the Mountain Windmill, and he's also done now the Riverside Scholars set, which I just really think is cool. I'm going to find out a way to connect those two. Like, I'm just telling you, look for that in a future episode. I'm definitely going to review it, definitely going to build it, speed build it, review it, and probably combine both of those sets together because I just think they go really, really well. But like I said, Series 4 should be in the mail any day. But hey, that's all the Bricklink sets, which is a lot. Like, we've talked Series 8, Series 4, Series 5. You know what I do want to talk about today, though? Because we've talked a lot of Bricklink Designer Series lately in these episodes. I want to talk Lego ideas. It has been a big week in the world of Lego ideas. And in fact, if you're tuning in on the YouTube page, you can see I have the McAllister house, the Home Alone set, sitting next to me on full display. I love this set. One of my favorite Lego idea sets ever. Just super fun, super creative build, very interactive. And so whenever we get something that is the topic, and today is all about Lego ideas, I like to have a set next to me that reminds me of that theme or whatever it is that we're talking about. So Home Alone, here's to you. So here we go. The third review session from 2024. So Lego ideas. If you don't know anything about Lego ideas, you submit an idea, which, by the way, there are some Bricklink Designer Series sets that are also Lego ideas submissions. But if you go to the Lego ideas site, you can look at all these submissions. If you have an account there, it's free, absolutely free. You can actually vote for different sets that you think are cool. And any set that gets to 10,000 votes actually gets submitted to Lego for consideration to become an official Lego set. And so each year there are 3 review periods, okay? And so the third review period means all the sets that qualified under the 10,000K for that third review session were done. They've been considered. They've looked at it. And here we are 6 months later. We finally got the announcements on what are going to be the next Lego idea sets. And so here we go. Of the 54 submissions, okay, that's a lot. 54 submissions, there were basically one that was selected. One amazing set that was selected, and it is none other than Godzilla. Godzilla. And I don't really have set details on this. You can actually go to the Lego Ideas site and look at it. I will post pictures of these. Like I say, if you're tuning in on YouTube, I have pictures that you're probably looking at right now, but I don't have like a piece count or anything like that. And not that it really matters, because once it becomes an official Lego set, like an approved set, it then goes through the Lego designer's hands and usually gets tinkered with a little bit. Sometimes it's not touched very much. Sometimes it looks like a 100% completely different set. So what I submit to you for images are going to be the fan-based submission. Okay, this is what the designer, Matt E720, Matthew Esposito, submitted to Lego Ideas, got his 10K in votes, and now is going into Lego's hands and saying, we're going to make this into an official Lego set. We will see what it will look like, because I have a funny feeling this is definitely going to go under some revisions. Who knows? You never know. It just looks a little bit, based on the 3 pictures that I've looked at, I just kind of feel like they're going to probably slim this one down a little bit. That's just kind of my opinion. We'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. It's a cool looking set. Definitely probably going to be something over 2,000 pieces, over $200. But it's, like I say, impressive. So congratulations to Matthew Esposito. Now, if that wasn't all, Lego Ideas also has what they call the parking lot, which is a fancy term for limbo. Basically, they go through those idea submissions, and if they get to a set that they go, you know what, this has potential, we don't automatically want to say no to this, they have the option to put that set in a what they call a parking lot. It's in a limbo status where they continue to analyze it and look at it and decide, should this become an official Lego set? And so there was a set in the parking lot from the second review period that they have decided now is also going to become an official Lego Ideas set. And it is none other than Tintin's Space Rocket. Okay, all right. 1,022 pieces is the idea submission. TKE L86, Alexis Del Santos, congratulations to you. I know this is a huge deal for you. And while I'm very excited for the designer, I gotta be real with y'all. Like, this isn't a set I'm gonna buy. And I don't know how popular it's gonna be. I mean, I'm looking at it. It is the yellow scaffolding that you'd see. Like we had the big, huge booster rocket recently under, I believe that was under Lego Icons. And you have all the scaffolding that holds up that rocket as it's getting ready to go into space. So you've got a huge amount of yellow scaffolding. And then you have that classic, iconic red simplified rocket from Tintin. And again, anybody who's older than 30, Tintin was a cartoon that people watched back in the day. In fact, when I was a kid, I remember seeing it on HBO late at night. It was fun, and it's been a cartoon that's been around for a long time. And I like Tintin. I got nothing against him. I just don't know how popular Tintin is. Like, is he iconic? Like, is he... We just got Godzilla. Right? We have this amazing Godzilla set that just got submitted, which, by the way, there are a lot of Godzilla sets that get submitted. So we've had many, many of those that get submitted, get to the 10,000 marker, and then have been rejected. And so this is the first time a Godzilla set has actually cleared the bar and been approved. So you can see that there is a Godzilla demand out there, plus there's the MonsterVerse. Like current movies, I mean, albeit they're not fantastic movies, but who doesn't love Godzilla versus Kong, right? You know, good stuff. So there's something in the mainstream media. There is something that says, you know, people, there's a market for this. I just don't know if there's a market for 1010. And the set itself, it's fine. Again, it's fine. We'll see. We'll see. This could be one of those sets that, who knows, maybe it's a sleeper set. Maybe it goes on sale and is on shelves for 9 months, then goes away, then becomes one of those like secret resale market like sets that are really, really expensive because no one bought it. Who knows, right? But like I said, I am happy for the designers. They get a portion of the proceeds. I believe it's 1% of all sales, which is, you know, that's not nothing. So that's cool. Okay, so those are the two approved sets, which is really cool. Now, I will tell you this. We also have two sets that are now currently in the parking lot. So we've had one set, and a set that my wife is beyond excited for. She wishes that's the one that would come out of the parking lot. And that is the Downton Abbey set. Downton Abbey is, you know, a show that there's a lot of women out there that love themselves Downton Abbey. I don't know how well that will translate into Lego sales, but I will tell you that is a popular series, was a popular series, and then as well as two movies, in fact. And then, like I said, my wife and my daughter absolutely love Downton Abbey. So they desperately want, it's the castle itself, the actual Abbey, Downton Abbey, I think is the name of the actual castle. I don't know. But it's the facade of that as well as all the interior scenes of it. And it's got a whole lot of minifigures. This could be a cool set. I could see someone getting two of these and putting it together to make it more of like a castle that they could put in their Lego city. But this set is currently in the parking lot. And now joining it is the camping trip, which a 1,500 piece camping trip set. And I think this is an interesting set to throw in the parking lot. Not that it's bad, but if you look at Bricklink Designer Series, I believe it's 6, we have the Redwood camping trip that's already an approved set that's going to be coming out as well. So we're going to, in the next, 6 months to a year, or a year from now, probably more likely, we're going to have like 2 camping sets. I don't know. Like, is that what we love? Is that it? Like, we're going to make a camping scene and put it next to our A-frame cabin? You let me know in the comments down below. Like, am I out of touch? I just got me. Personally, for me, all 4 of these sets, I don't know if I will buy it for my collection. I guarantee you my wife's going to buy Downton Abbey for her collection that she can display, but that's fine. But you let me know, like, which one of these 4 get you the most excited? And here's the other question is, when are they going to come out, right? Because sometimes a Lego idea set gets approved, but it's more than a year till we actually see it on shelves. So that's just kind of interesting. If you are interested in Lego ideas, I will tell you we actually had the first review period close in May. There were 57 submissions, some really cool banger sets, y'all. I actually did a full video on this. If you want to watch it, I've actually put if you're watching on YouTube, in the description, actually on my podcast, in the description for wherever you're tuning into this, there is a link to that YouTube video that will show you all of the 57 submissions from the first results review period of 2025. So make sure you go check that out, which I think is cool. And then, so once that review session closes, everything that hits 10,000 votes now goes to the second review session for 2025. And we actually just had we had 3 sets that just hit 10,000 votes. All 3 look really good. The problem is one of them is a Godzilla -1 set. And I feel really bad for the designer of Godzilla -1 because he's got to look at himself and be like, well, yeah, that's not getting approved. Like, we literally just got the Godzilla set. We're not getting Godzilla -1. It just will not happen. 100% guaranteed. However, we have 2 other sets that just hit 10,000 votes that I think both look really good. One is the Jumanji board. Like, have you ever heard of Jumanji? It's the Robin Williams film, classic. And then they had the future ones with The Rock and Kevin Hart, really good movies. But Jumanji, the actual game board, it's 1,423 pieces, looks really cool, can actually fold up like the game, very interactive. I would love a Jumanji set. I think that would be neat. And then also, if you're a child of the 80s or 90s, a TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set that just got 10,000 votes. Finally hit that threshold. And basically, it's brick-built Ninja Turtles. It's really cool. Like, it is 2,522 pieces. So you gotta, what would that be? 600 pieces per turtle. And they're literally big, huge, giant brick-built turtles. Like, they're fantastic. I would totally buy that. Now, will that become a set? I'm not sure. I'm kind of leaning towards no, just because of the IP issues between, I believe it's owned by Nickelodeon at this point, and we haven't gotten Ninja Turtle stuff in a while. Even though I don't think it's an official licensed theme anymore, I just don't think it has a shot, but I really do love this set for sure. So if you, like I said, if you're interested, go check them out. Go to legoideas.com. It's just fun to look at. So, and then finally, because I'm still on Lego Ideas, we have release information of official Lego Ideas sets. So I've talked about stuff at 10,000. I've talked about stuff in the review submission, talked about stuff that finally got approved. Now I'm talking about stuff that's going to go on the store shelves finally, which is what you really care about. And there are 3 sets I want to make sure you know about. One is a gift with purchase. It's 4788, the Autumn Snails, and it's going to be a gift with purchase. It's 264 pieces, and it should be coming out here July 1st. And it's a cute little, could go on your desktop. It's got a couple snails on there. if you were a fan of the birds or the butterflies idea set or the insect set, the snails set I think is going to go really long nicely with those. So clearly there is a market for that. But this is going to be a gift with purchase. My guess is the threshold is going to be well over $100 because it's a pretty big gift with purchase, 264 pieces. So we shall see come July 1st. And then the two big official sets, the two that people are really excited about, and one that I can almost assure you will make it into my collection. First is set 21360, and that's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So I'm a huge Roald Dahl fan, and when I was a kid, that was like the only books that I read. So I love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but can I tell you, I probably won't buy this one. It's cool. It's really neat. It's going to be 2,026 pieces. Again, the pictures that I'm sharing are the fan-based submissions, so I don't know what it officially will look like. This set comes out, should be September 15th. So this will come out in the fall. It's probably going to be a scaled-down version a little bit, but it's neat. It's basically that pivotal scene where Charlie and all the kids come out into the factory for the first time, the big factory floor where everything's made of candy and they're eating the giant candy mushrooms and all that kind of stuff, where Augustus Gloop falls into the chocolate river. No, please don't do that. It's a great movie, wonderful book, and it should look, I hope it looks good as a Lego set. I think it's a little smaller if I'm looking at the piece count from the ideas submission, so we will see. Anyway, that's September. What I'm really excited about, though, is the next set. This one doesn't come out till November, and I'm already got to save my pennies for both Star Trek and the Death Star. But set 21363, it's the Goonies ship, okay? This Goonies ship, it is 2,912 pieces, and it is the big, what is it, One-Eyed Willie? I can't remember the pirate's name from the Goonies. I'm like pulling a blank here. Anyway, it's the ship where the kids go down finally through all of the cave areas and they see the ship there, and that's where they find the treasure. And then the bad guys come, and then you got Sloth sliding down the sails and all that. Like, it's such an iconic ship. It's so cool. And it's on one side the full facade of the ship itself. And then when you turn it around, it's all of the little scenes from the Goonies movie. And of course, the important part is you have all of the minifigures from Goonies to go with it. So definitely love getting me a Chunk minifig and a Sloth minifig. Hopefully they come with a little baby Ruth that he can hold on to. How funny would that be? But anyway, like I said, this is a $300 set. So it's not going to be cheap. And it's almost 3,000 pieces, but doesn't come out till November 1st. So we'll definitely be looking forward to seeing what the official images look like of this set. And I just really hope they do it justice. Like, I really hope they don't deviate too far from what the submission was, because the submission is pretty gosh darn good. Like, the only thing that would make it better, honestly, to me, is if they made it more of an actual ship that was on a hinge that you could actually open up into the scenes from, like, the movie itself, and then you could close it back up so then it looks like an actual ship. To me, that would be cool. But other than that, I wouldn't touch it. So anyway, there you go. I've talked 25 minutes, and we have talked Bricklink Designer and just so much Lego idea stuff right now. It's just kind of crazy, right? But hey, I wanted to close with this. This is one of those, and I have a video and a podcast episode, which I will also link in the description, about the Lego Inside Tour. And this is one of those like AFOL's dreams, right? To go on the Inside Tour, you go to Billund, you go visit the factory, you get to go visit the vault and see all of these sets that you could only dream about having in your collection. It's a 3-day experience. Would just be, like I say, one of the most amazing experiences ever. very, very limited. Like, I put in my submission every year. I have yet to get picked. Rigged, I'm sure. But if you do get picked, once you buy your airfare and all this, the tour itself is covered. But one of the most coveted things about this tour is there is an exclusive set that they give you. And when I say exclusive, I'm telling you, it is the most exclusive sets ever created for Lego. Really. I mean, honestly, when we talk about like Bricklink Designer Program at $30,000 or even $2,500, pales in comparison. Some of the early inside tour sets, they were like 30. And then they upped it to like 90. I think right now, I want to say they put around 20 to 30 people per tour, and there's like 10 tours. So I think there's more like 500 to 600 of these sets now, but they're very, very exclusive. And the set, finally, we have images of it. It is the Inside Tour Anniversary Collection set 40,046. And so this is a 1912-piece set that basically takes sets from previous tours, slims them down, makes it more of a smaller scale, and there's 6 of them. And so you have the 2005, the first Inside Tour set, the Leica Automobile, that's in there. You got the 2009 absolutely iconic Ole Kirk's house. You have the 2011 molding machine set. You've got the 2014 Legoland train. You've got 2015 H.C. Anderson's Clumsy Hands. And then finally, you got 2023's Lego Fire Engine. And so basically what I'm telling you is this one set has all of the bangers in it. Now, it's not actual Ole Kirk's house, right? It's not the actual set from 2009. It's a small version of that, right? They're taking each of these 6 and they did an homage to each of these 6 sets and put it all together in a 20th anniversary set. So the total piece count again is 1,912 pieces. And it's like, hey, want to check out a set that you'll never get your hands on? And if you do get your hands on it, like, it's one of those few times you don't open it. You want to open it. Or if you went with a friend, you have one to keep and then you sell the other one. Because I guarantee you a set like this will typically sell anywhere between $3,000, $5,000. Honestly, the set usually can pay for your airfare or in some cases the entire trip. The problem is you just don't see them come up on sale. Like, these sets are never available. And if they are, like I said, they are well out of my price range for sure. If you ever see me with a Lego Ideas set, it's because I finally got to go. And I spent all my money on plane fare to Billund, or I've won the lottery. So one of those two things has definitely happened. But that's kind of cool. So I just wanted to finish with something fun, just like an interesting little thing. And if you're interested in knowing more about those Lego Inside Tour sets or the Inside Tour itself, I highly recommend going in the description and clicking on that. I really loved doing that episode. I go into great depth about the tour itself and all of the sets that they have released over the last 20 years. So anyway, there you go. That's what I've got for today. Lots of Bricklink stuff, lots of Lego Ideas stuff. Again, don't forget, it is the last day for double points, which those Bricklink sets would count towards double points. We only got a couple days left of the Jane Austen gift with purchase. So a lot of things are kind of coalescing here. So if you're listening to this today, or if you're listening to this on Tuesday, tomorrow, my time, I should say, the Bricklink Designer Series, it doesn't just go all day Tuesday. So it's done June 24th at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'll let you do your conversion there. But 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, June 24th, the Bricklink pre-orders for Series 5, those are done. So like I said, you got a lot to consider here in the next 24 hours. And I wish you the best in trying to get what you want, or at least if you are going to get something that you do want, that you can get the double points to go with it and get yourself a little bit of a rebate. So anyway, appreciate you so much. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you tune in Wednesday. We got a cool little set review that I'm excited to talk about, here with July, which is all about the Lego Icons vehicles. So until Wednesday, though, I'll just have to catch you then. Have a good one. Bye-bye.